Kol Halal Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. All right. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth and where I am still learning this truth. And also Shalom to the remnant, okay, the elect of Israel. Okay. Today is going to be first video on the topic of the kingdom and all Israel being in the kingdom. All right. But before we get started, I want to touch on something that I didn't mention in the intro to this video. All right. You're going to do what you are going to do. I can only ask you, okay, to go to the community tab of this page, all right, and look for these other teachers. All right, these people have more time or are older than me in the spirit in this, okay? I have learned from these people that you find in the community tab, these teachers, all right? This channel is surface things. What I mean by this is there is yet even deeper to dig on my side, all right? I still have a lot of studying to do, all right? I still can't really call out, or I still can't call out book and chapter and verse of a lot of scriptures that I can paraphrase, okay? So I have a lot of work to do on this side, all right? The goal is to ultimately hold the highest office known to man on this earth, which is not a president of a country. It's not the president of a corporation. Although when you see people like this, the pride that they have on them kind of says that outwardly, that they are the greatest, basically, all right? The Lord tells us to be humble, all right? And the highest office that a man can hold on this planet is one, being an Israelite man, okay? And two, being out here teaching and preaching this truth, this word, this prophecy, which is all the Lord's, all right? Everything is Lord's, right? This doctrine, being out here speaking, teaching, and preaching this doctrine, the Lord's doctrine, all right? That is the highest office. Also, humbly and with humility, okay? Handling this word with care, all right? That is the highest office on the planet Earth, okay, right now, all right, that a man can hold, an Israelite man, okay? So, go to the community tab, man. Search out these teachers, okay? And go there and listen, man. Like I said, I can only ask you and plead with you to do so. You're going to do whatever the Lord puts a spirit on you to do. But go there and listen and grow. Especially if you feel like this is moving too slow for you. All this reading, okay? If you feel like the Spirit is telling you that you have this and you are hearing these things and keeping them, all right, go see these other teachers, man. Go listen and grow in spirit, man. All right? This channel is my pace of growth. All right? Yours may be faster than mine. Or this may be okay with you, or this may be at your pace, or even if you don't learn at this pace, you can still listen to a video, go look. 10 minutes of a video, go look at the things that you learned, come back and start at that 10-minute mark and learn that way. All right? But either way, go look for these teachers, man. All right? Times are moving fast, all right? The Lord is speeding things up, which means that time of too late is fast approaching. Okay. If there's something that you want to know, first of all, yes, pray. Okay. Let me see. We went over this scripture not too long ago. All right, but let's refer to it now. All right, this is James 1 and verse 5. All right, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Now, this message, okay, this is really towards Israelites, and even more specifically, the remnant of Israel. Right, this is who we are talking to. All right, so if you lack wisdom, if there's something that you are wanting to know about, pray, man. Pray. Okay, and the Lord will show it to you. All right. Go to these other channels. If it's a verse, type in GMS, whatever verse it is, whatever book it's in. All right, just search, man. You have to do your own due diligence, man. Search for these things. All right, and these men will guide you, and then you go look at where they guide you. Okay, go look towards where they guide you, and you will find these things. Okay. Again, James 1, 5, and 6 this time. All right. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. Verse 6, listen up. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. And I'm going to go ahead and read through 8. Okay, verse 7. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. All right, if you come to this thing not with faith, all right, if you ask of the Lord not in faith, don't expect anything, man. Verse 9, or verse 8, excuse me. James 1 and 8. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. All right. So go to that community tab and look for these teachers. If you are ready to learn more, if this pace is too slow, all right, if these things have already settled within you, the Lord has you knowing them and keeping them. All right, you don't have to wait on this channel to come up with whatever subject matter you're looking for. All right, there are other men out there teaching. Okay. And truth be told, I just got here, man. I just got here. Okay. So, now the subject matter, the kingdom. Okay. And all Israel being in the kingdom. All right. Us as being teachers. Well, we're talking to the remnant. Okay. But we also know that some wicked 2/3, all right, someone of another nation, okay, are going to take these words and use them against each other. All right. You're not going to be able to use these words against the elect, because we have understanding. The Comforter is with us, which is the Spirit of truth. Okay. But we know, we can see these things. The Lord told us this would happen. All of these words get twisted. People think that there are many ways to look at this Bible. There is not. There is one way through it. You saying that is your way of finding something that covers you doing wrong, just like Adam and Eve back in that garden. All right, they put coverings. What do you think those coverings that they put amongst themselves were? All right, these other philosophies saying, well, I've learned this should give me a pass. All right, But they knew that they were wrong. That's why they tried to hide from the Lord, all right? Anyway, so now again, let's try to get back to the subject, the kingdom and all Israel being there, okay? This is what the truth is, okay? But let's go through this and try to get some edification off of it, some understanding, clear understanding, which means that there's going to be a lot of reading in this. If you're used to this channel already, you know that I go through King James, we read the NLT, we read the Good News. Sometimes we go into the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, all right? Sometimes we do the 1611, even though that's been rare, but this one, I think we're going to go here to see if there are any precepts to further hit the point, okay, to drive home the point. We're going to try to glean from as many things that the Spirit puts on me to read, okay? There's going to be a lot of reading on this. On paper, in my notes, it's not as long as there's less pages than a lot of lessons that I have wrote down, but that's just on paper. With this reading, it's going to seem probably as long as any other lesson. All right. So let's get to it. We're going to start in 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verse 23. All right. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 23 in the King James. Okay. All right. It reads, but foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender strifes. Okay. Yahweh is the father of spirits. All right. Some talents he gave the men to see what type of spirit someone has on them. And you can tell by many things, but especially the questions that they ask. You can tell if it's a sincere question or is it a question just to cause strifes? All right, debates. Are you trying to learn or are you just trying to debate? You just want to be right. All right, is that how this question is? Okay, that's why a humble spirit is important. Although some people, when they ask questions, they crouch, which may give the appearance of being humble, but they're really just waiting to pounce. All right. But the truth is the truth. Okay. They're coming up with ways to make them seem right. They want to be right. They're worried about proving themselves, making some kind of merchandise of the truth. All right. They're not thinking about the Lord either. They're not considering the Lord. I bet. I'm not going to say I bet. I'm not going to say I bet. But I wonder. I'll put it that way. Which I don't really wonder. I don't really wonder. I don't really worry about what the wicked is doing to a certain extent. All right. We defend the gospel. So yes, it is. I do pay attention to what is being said by someone wicked. But as far as my mind being on them, no. My mind is on the Lord and the doctrine, which is why they are included, because they come against those things. But anyway, before I get way too gone, if the Lord, this is what I was going to say, is if the Lord, okay, was in front of them, would they be asking those questions? All right, they're not afraid to ask it of the Lord's men. All right, they know that we are men, okay? But if the Lord was here, okay, if the Lord, I'm saying if the Lord was standing right in front of them, face to face, okay? If they were looking into those eyes as a flaming fire, right? If they were looking into those eyes, would they be asking those questions? Especially in a prideful manner that some of them seem to ask, man. Would they be doing that? And the question is, if that's the spirit that the Lord put on them, they would do it anyway. All right, that's basically what they're doing now. All right, the Lord is everywhere. He hears and sees everything, and they are acting the way that they do. All right. So that's a scary thought, man. Anyway, let me read that again. 2 Timothy 2 and 23. All right, it reads, but foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender strifes. All right, so most want to be right instead of learning. Okay, most want to be right instead of learning. Let's see what the NLT says. And when we do these other translations, we are scrutinizing these other translations. All right, we're putting a spotlight on them and hold them to the standard of the truth. Okay, that is what we are doing. 2 Timothy 2 and 23. It reads again, this is the NLT. It reads, again, I say, don't get involved in foolish, ignorant arguments that only start fights. All right. Good News Translation. 2 Timothy 2 and 23. All right, it reads, but keep away from foolish and ignorant arguments. You know that they end up in quarrels. Okay. So there's a few scriptures in here that some people have used to say that we must answer everybody at all times with any question. No. How do they explain that then? How do they explain 2 Timothy 2 and 23? All right. We don't have to answer every question from everyone at all times, because some questions are foolish. Some questions are just for strife and debate. Okay? So no, we don't have to answer every question at all times. Okay? So what do you want to happen to the 2/3? All right? That's a question even of someone who is new in this thing and seeing how wicked the 2/3 are. All right? What do you really want to happen to them? What about the people who weren't allowed to read the scriptures? All right? They died in their sins. All right? They were your ancestors also. Okay? What would you want to happen to them? All right? The Lord's purpose is what is going to happen to them. And all Israel will be in the kingdom. Okay? If it wasn't for the 2/3, what examples would we have for us not to go? All right? What examples would we have for us as wickedness within Israel if it wasn't for the 2/3? All right? Anyway, the kingdom is for the Israelites. Okay? The kingdom is for the Israelites. Just to check and see. I don't think there was a precept for this, but let's go see. 2 Timothy 2 and 23. Okay, yeah, there's no precept for that. So now we're going to go to Matthew 25, all right? Matthew chapter 25. You're definitely going to get there before I do, so just give me a minute. Okay, I'll do that one at a time. Okay, let's go to Matthew 25. All right, this is Matthew chapter 25, and we're going to read verses 8 and 9. All right, red letter, okay? Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see something really quick, all right? Let me go back to Timothy. I just want to see something. Timothy, 2 Timothy 2 and 23. Okay. I forgot to read this, all right? But when I was reading this before I hit record, I went down a little bit further into chapter 3 of 2 Timothy, all right? This goes to what we were just talking about all spirits, all right, are not there to learn. Some of them are there for strife, uh, deceptiveness, all right, debate, okay, their own glory, all right. We don't have to answer to all of those. Let's go to 2 Timothy again, all right. My fault for that. I apologize. Salakia, which I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, yeah, my bad for that, okay? Um, okay, so I'm going to read on. This 2 Timothy, this is back in chapter 2, and we're going to read a little bit of 3. 2 Timothy chapter 2, and I'm going to start at 23 again, right? But foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender strifes. And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach, patient, right? In meekness, instructing, listen to this, instructing those that oppose themselves, if God peradventure will give them repentance to acknowledging the truth. Okay? I hope you caught that. So certain spirits, all right, a gift from the Lord also is being able to read certain spirits, all right? And some spirits may start off as seeming like they don't want to learn and debate, all right? But then it might end up being a spirit that God will give them repentance to the acknowledgement of the truth, all right? And that they, this is verse 26, 2 Timothy 2 and 26, and that they may recover themselves out of the snare of the devil, who are taken captive by him at his will. All right, so these people might end up being the elect. Okay, let me show you this right here. Hold on, I'm looking for. Okay, hold on. Hold on, give me a second. might not be able to find this. Okay, this is Titus 3. This is Titus 3. I'm gonna read 9 and 10. Okay, maybe 11. Okay, it reads. This is Titus 3. 9 through 11. It reads, "But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain." Verse 10, "A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonishment reject." All right, let's see what that heretic is really quick. All right, hold on. I'm gonna have to look up that word. Hold on. I'll finish reading these verses and then I will look up heretic. All right. This is verse 11 of Titus chapter 3. "Knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself." All right, that might be enough, but I really want to get this definition. So let's go. Yeah, this is, hold on. I wonder if it's in this, hold on. Let's check this first. As a matter of fact, I know what to do. Here, let's do this. Let's do this. Titus 3 and 10. So let's do this. Titus 3:10. All right. Heretic. All right. This is the Greek word for heretic.
Strong's G 141. Heretikos.
All right. This is definition 2. Schismatic, factious. All right, hold on. Here it is. A follower of a false doctrine. Okay. So what did it say? What did it say? What did it say to do with a heretic? It said reject him. All right. Reject. Here's the word for reject.
Strong's G 3868. Paraiteamai.
Okay. It says to refuse, decline, to shun, avoid. All right. To beg pardon. I beg your pardon. What? Yeah. To excuse. um. Okay. Hey, it says of one excusing himself for not accepting a wedding invitation to a feast. All right. Anyway, it says to decline, shun, avoid. All right. To refuse, reject. All right. That's what it says to do. Okay. So now, let's that would be someone that the Lord did not give them repentance to acknowledging of the truth. Okay. This is opposite of that person. Now let's go to chapter 3, Timothy chapter 2 or chapter 3. Okay. It says, the heading says, Paul warns of stressful times. All right. And it reads, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy. Holy means separate, right? They're not separate. They're along with the world, man. Okay? Without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good. All right? And it goes on. All right? It goes on. But these are people that we don't have to sit there and debate with you, man. We don't have to answer your every question. Okay? And the Lord warned us of you, as you just heard. All right? So that's what I wanted to touch on right there. Now let's go back to Matthew 25. Okay? I'll give you a second to get there. While you're getting to Matthew 25, I'm going to go read 2 Timothy 23 again. Okay? Finish out the chapter, and I'm going to read a couple verses in the NLT of chapter 3. All right? So 2 Timothy 23, again I say, don't get involved in foolish, ignorant arguments. That only starts fights. A servant of the Lord must not quarrel, but must be kind to everyone, be able to teach, and be patient with difficult people. Gently instruct those who oppose the truth. Perhaps God will change those people's hearts. All right, heart in Hebrew is lab, which is mind. Okay. Perhaps God will change those people's hearts. And they will learn the truth. Then they will come to their senses and escape from the devil's trap, for they have been held captive by him to do whatever he wants. All right, chapter 3 now. 2 Timothy chapter 3 in the NLT, and the heading reads, the dangers of the last days. You should know this, Timothy, that in the last days there will be very difficult times. For people will love only themselves and their money. They will be boastful and proud, scoffing at God, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. Or they will consider nothing sacred. They will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. Okay? Continent. Okay? Incontinent. They will be cruel and hate what is good. All right? They will betray their friends, be reckless, be puffed up with pride, and love pleasure rather than God. All right? And it goes on. Okay. And yeah, I'm gonna get this good news. All right, so you can hold that Matthew. Just stay in Matthew 25. I'll be there in a second. I'm just reading these other translations of what we've already read. Okay. So let's do this good news. 2 Timothy 2:23. Just to drive the point home, man. All right. The Lord tells us things over and over and over. All right. He is long suffering, and we have to try to be as long suffering as we can. Okay. We are not as long suffering as the Lord, though. All right. 2 Timothy 2:23, starting at 23. Avoid the passions of youth. Hold on. Here, hold on. Verse 23. 2 Timothy 2:23. But keep away from foolish and ignorant arguments. You know that they will end up in quarrels. As the Lord's servant, you must not quarrel. You must be kind toward all, a good and patient teacher who is gentle as you correct your opponents. For it may be that God will give them the opportunity. All right, so this is an opportunity. This is the period of opportunity, like we've spoken on this channel. All right, live today, which is the period of opportunity, or die an opportunist. All right, let me read that again. This is verse 25 of 2 Timothy. You must be kind toward all, a good and patient teacher who is gentle as you correct your opponents, for it may be that God will give them the opportunity to repent and come to know the truth. And then they will come to their senses and escape from the trap of the devil, who had caught them and made them obey his will. All right, going on to chapter 3 of 2 Timothy. The heading reads, The Last Days, and we're only going to read a few verses in, okay? It says, remember that there will be difficult times in the last days. People will be selfish, greedy, boastful, and conceited. They will be insulting, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, and irreligious. All right. They will be unkind, merciless, slanderers, violent, and fierce. They will hate the good. They will be treacherous, reckless, and swollen with pride. They will love pleasure rather than God. All right. Hey, going on, verse 5. They will hold to the outward form of our religion, but reject its real power. Keep away from such people. All right. Again, now doesn't that sound just like this? Titus 3 again, in starting at verse 9. But avoid foolish questions and genealogies and contentions and strivings about the law, for they are unprofitable and vain. A man that is an heretic after the first and second admonition reject, knowing that he that is such is subverted and sinneth, being condemned of himself. All right, let me get the NLT of that. Titus 3 and starting at 9 in the NLT. Do not get involved in foolish discussions about spiritual pedigrees or in quarrels and fights about obedience to Jewish laws. These things are useless and a waste of time. If people are causing divisions among you, give a first and second warning. After that, have nothing more to do with them. For people like that have turned away from the truth, and their own sins condemn them. Hey, the The Lord just put it straight to you. Just, man. Now, let me check this 16:11. I just want to see if there's precepts, man. All right. This thing is beautiful. All right. These verses do not contradict themselves. All right. They speak the same thing when it's understood in their own language. That's paraphrasing. 2 Timothy 2. I'm going to look for now just to see if there's something in here. Let's see. Okay. No precepts yet. Not yet. All right. Actually, let's look at Titus. Just Titus 3. Hold on. Titus 3. Okay. Not yet. All right. Not yet. So now, I'm coming to where you are now. All right. Matthew 25. Okay. Matthew 25. And we're going to read verses 8 and 9. And this is red letter. All right. It reads, "And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil." Oh, okay, hold on, let me finish. "For our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you." Okay, so let me make sure that was it. Okay, it reads, "But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves." Okay, so let me check this time. Hold on. All right, we still got time. So, one of the things that the Lord has allowed for his men to do, some of his men, okay, is read spirits. Okay, and even if we can't do that, first, second admonition, then what? Reject, right? So some people come wanting to debate. Okay, some people come wanting to glorify themselves, find some kind of glory. Okay, some people want to come to gather in more of the truth and run away to add to their twist some more stories around their or gather it to their philosophy, to their doctrine. Okay, to expand on their doctrine, twist it some way to make it fit. Okay, all right. So this is what this is speaking of, man. Matthew 25, 8 and 9 again. "And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil." Give us some of this truth, okay? Give us some of this truth. "For our lamps are gone out." Because the way that they walk with their twisted doctrines, it's said around the group of men that I learned from that when you don't know these things, the precepts run out quick. You run out of precepts quick, okay? Because it doesn't go with the truth. So you're gonna hit a brick wall, and you're not gonna find a way around it because you have no understanding. Okay, let me read Matthew 25, 8 and 9 again. "And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out." So they've run their course. Their doctrine has run its course, and now they're coming back to find something new to build around. "But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you, but go rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves." All right, you have people out here doing this thing for filthy lucre. All right, you got people out here selling T-shirts, selling scriptures, breakdowns, uh, counseling. It's different things, man. Okay, but you can also spend time learning the wrong shit. All right. Okay. It says, but go ye rather to them that sell and buy yourselves. All right. We receive freely and we give freely. Okay. You can't be one of these wicked ass spirits. All right. The men can see, the Lord can see you for one, and He shows it. He lets that be opened up to His men. Okay. So, what we tell you is not how we feel, but what the scriptures say. It is the doctrine. Okay. All right. It is the doctrine. Now let me get this scripture, okay? Okay. This is hold on. This is 2 John chapter 1, and we're going to read 9 through 11. All right. It reads, whosoever transgresseth and abideth not in the doctrine of the Messiah or of the anointed hath not God. He that abideth in the doctrine of the Messiah or in the doctrine of the anointed, he hath both the Father and the Son. Verse 10 of 2 John chapter 1. If there come any unto you and bring not this doctrine, receive him not into your house, neither bid him Godspeed. Verse 11. For he that biddeth him Godspeed is partaker of his evil deeds. Okay? So this doctrine, all right, the Heavenly Father's doctrine, okay, not some man's doctrine. You can tell the difference if the Lord wills it. There's a big difference, all right? Big difference. There was something else. Oh, okay, I was going to read on a little bit. Where were we? Matthew 8 and 9 of, excuse me, Matthew 25, 8 and 9. Okay, I'm going to read 10, all right? And while they went to buy, speaking of these people, the foolish, all right, the ones who walk up for contention, wanting more of your oil, all right? And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, the foolish virgins, all right, saying, Lord, Lord, open to us. But he answered and said, verily, I say unto you, I know you not. Okay? Verse 13, watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. All right, so you got to be careful, man. These people are going to take your time. They're going to distract you. All right? Speaking to teachers and non-teachers alike, people who are trying to learn this truth. You're going to spend so much time listening to these false doctrines, searching for the truth. And when you go, you're going to find yourself going to someone who's teaching a false thing. And while you're gone listening to this thing, the bridegroom is going to come and shut the doors. He's going to take those ones ready for him He's going to shut the doors. All right? He's going to tell you that he knows you not, man. So you better keep watch. All right? And take this thing serious, because it is serious. It is serious. All right, man, let's check this Matthew. Let's check the precepts really quick. Matthew 13, 8, 9. Oh no, excuse me. Well, I said Matthew 13. It's Matthew 25, 8 and 9. I know somebody's probably yelling at the screen. Anyway, Matthew 25. Okay. So for verse 13, watch therefore, for ye know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. All right. While you over here looking this way and that way, the truth is right in front of you. All right. It's been here. No one's going to have an excuse as to not hearing this thing, because it went throughout all the earth. Anyway, you should be watching, okay? Because you know neither the time nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. All right, let's do Matthew chapter 24, okay? And verse 42. What does it say? Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doth come. Okay? And even verse 43, but know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what had known in what watch the thief would come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. All right? So you know, though. You know that the truth is here. You know when the truth is in front of you. Well, if the Lord wills it. So we watch. We watch for this thief. All right? We watch for the day of the Lord. I mean, I'm not calling him a thief, but the devil is a thief and a liar. All right? We're watching for the signs that the Lord told us to watch for. Okay? Let's go to Mark chapter 4 and verse 25. Mark 4 and 25. For he that hath, all right, for he that hath this oil, okay, to him shall be given, and for he that hath not, from him shall be taken, even that which he hath. So if someone has the understanding of this truth, all right, if you start straying away, even the things that you know can be taken away from you, okay? But for the ones that hear the prophecy of this book and keep the things written therein, we're going to gather more to us through the spirit and power of the Lord, all right? And again, we're going to go to Luke 8 and 18. I'm going to shut this down pretty soon. And we are just getting started, so. Did I say 8 and 18? Yes, Luke chapter 8 and verse 18. Take heed, therefore, how ye hear. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken, even that which he seemeth to have. All right. Okay. All right. Now listen to this really quick. All right. And we are still on the subject of the kingdom and all Israel being in it. As a matter of fact, this I'm not going to go too far with that. I'm going to stop right there. All right. So what we tell you is not how we feel, but what is the doctrine. All right. This is what the Lord is saying. Okay. So now let's go to. Let me see what time it is really quick again. Sorry. Hold on. Yeah, we got a little bit more. Let's go to 2nd Esdras, which is the Apocrypha. All right. 2nd Esdras 5 and 33. All right, I'm starting at 32. It says, and he said unto me, all right, hear me, and I will instruct thee. Hearken to the thing that I say, and I shall tell thee more. Verse 33 of 2nd Ezra chapter 5. And I said, speak on, my Lord. Then said he unto me, thou art sore troubled in mind for Israel's sake. Lovest thou that people better than he that made them? So Ezra's was sick over the things that he's seeing, these future judgments. All right, it made him sick, and he was worried about Israel. So he had questions. So the Lord asked him, do you think you love Israel more than I do? He's basically telling him you can't love Israel more than I do. All right. So wicked Israelites will be punished. All right, severely. Okay, even brutally, but will be brought back through seed. All right, into the kingdom. Okay, burning in nuclear fire is not just a simple death. And that's for us in the truth that think that they are going to get away with things that they have done. All right, they're going to be burned in nuclear fire, man. And no telling how long the Lord is going to melt them, how much pain they're going to feel. Do you really want to dwell on that? What they are going to have to go through? Just know that them flames are coming for them, okay? So they're not getting away with anything, okay? They're not getting away with anything, but they will be in the kingdom, okay? They're coming back through seed, all right? So reincarnation is biblical. Again, people find that to be hard to believe, man. But then they want to sit there and believe that the Lord is going to burn you forever, forever and ever. All right, that's not true. That is not true. What is true is that they will be burnt up and melted, okay? But not forever, all right? Not even Esau is going to burn forever, all right? So let's go to Hebrews. Let's go to Hebrews 9. Or let me read that 2nd Ezra 5 and 33 in the Good News to see if there's anything in here. Second Ezra 5 and 33, excuse me. 2nd Ezra 5 and 33. Please go on, sir, I said. So he continued, are you worried about the people of Israel? Do you think you love them more than God who made them? All right, so we don't love. Okay, so for instance, all of our family isn't going to make it into the kingdom. That's just plain fact. All right, but you can't worry yourself about that. The Lord loves them more than you love them. All right, but they gonna have to be taught a lesson from the Lord, man. You cannot convince your family members. You can't save your family members. Is what we're getting at. You cannot save them. You are not going to be the one to pluck them out of the fire. Okay. If the Lord wants them to get judgment through fire, that's what's going to happen. Okay. The best thing you can do is just search for your own salvation. Pray. Okay. Maybe one of them will see how the Lord has changed you. That's a 180-degree turn, not a 360 turn right back around to your old ways. That's turning your back to your old ways and coming towards the Lord, all right? But maybe one of them will see you do that, and maybe, all right, they'll change. Maybe that'll be the thing where the Lord, I don't know. Maybe that's the point where the Lord was wanting them to see you and change. But it's all willed by the Lord, man. You are not going to save them. Okay, it's up to the Lord. And they will be in the kingdom, okay? But they're just going to have to die on this side by pain. For the most part, our families are included in that judgment. But we have faith and trust in the Lord, man. That's who we put our hope in. And that's why it's important to read this whole roll. Okay? It is a comforter. Yes, they got to go through that. But we should be comforted in knowing what's after this. Okay? They are not going to get this. They're not going to understand it. Okay? But you will. You can be comforted in that. Okay? So yeah, we're done with that good news translation. Let's go to Hebrews 9. So much reading to do, man. That gotta keep up with myself. All right. I don't know. We might end it there though, so we're not done. Okay, that was a lot of reading. But go ahead and, Lord willing, you can digest that. Get some understanding off of this first video. I hope I didn't ramble too much. If I think back in my head to what I sounded like, I have no clue. All right, but it doesn't matter. What I said is what matters is how the Lord had you hear it. Okay. So we'll pick back up on this in the next video, Lord willing. All right. So with that, call halal Yahweh, Bahoshem Yahweh Shai, Bahoshem Rakaha Kodash. All right. Double honors to my elders, apostles, and the bishops of Great Millstone, where I have learned this truth, and where I am still learning this truth. And also shalom to the remnant, okay, the elect of Israel. All right, Lord willing, we'll see you in the next video. Shalom.